Hi everybody, it's Mike Newton here in the fitting studio here at Lytham Golf Academy. I've got quite an interesting little video for you here today. I'm going to test a few different shafts here and see how they perform in terms of spin, a little bit of feedback on feel, and also looking at maybe distance and shot dispersion. So there's obviously a lot of shafts on the market, isn't there? And I think when you look at the offerings that all these manufacturers give, it's like, well, what is the right shaft for me? And obviously this is the whole point. As you can see the shafts on the rack here, I mean, that's just the tailor-made stand. We've got all the other different brands here. So there's a lot of different shafts to suit different speeds, launch conditions, spin numbers, etc. So this video might just give you a little bit of feedback as to maybe which sort of shaft, which weight category might just sort of change your numbers. Obviously this video is for me personally as I deliver the golf club and my delivery. Yours is possibly very different, so this is where you've got to go and get fit yourself, but this will give you a little bit of an idea. So what I've got here is a dynamic gold, okay, which is obviously in the heavyweight bracket, so a little bit more sort of a low launch, low spinning sort of shaft, quite heavy, okay, roughly weighing in around 130 gram sort of mark. I've then got the KBS Tour, okay, the C-Taper KBS Tour. That's a 105 gram area, okay, so it's more sort of mid-weight, slightly getting into the slight lightweight category. And then I've got TaylorMade's Reax steel, which is an 88 gram area sort of shaft, so very lightweight steel. So I've sort of got a heavyweight, a mid-weight, and a very lightweight golf shaft. They're all stiff flex, okay, they're all the same length. And I'm going to put them all into the same head, so I'm not changing the heads here. So the head I'm going to use is a TaylorMade P770 forged head, 7-iron head here. So I like that iron, so which is why I'm sort of choosing this sort of iron. So it's going to be an interesting sort of test. So I'm going to hit maybe 3 shots with each iron here. Sorry, with each shaft, should I say. Put the numbers all onto the GC2, separate averages here, and we'll see how maybe the numbers sort of change from shaft to shaft. Okay, so we're going to start with the Dynamic Gold S300 here. So this is the heavyweight bracket, so this is promoting a sort of lower launch, lower sort of spin characteristics. Obviously a lot heavier in the weight, a lot more stable in the shaft itself. Let's give this one a hit. Yeah, nice straight ball flight there. Definitely feel that weight in the whole club there. A bit more weight sort of distributed up the shaft into the handle, I can feel there. So this is maybe sort of aimed at more of the stronger player who creates a bit of speed, creates a lot of load in the shaft, and wants something a lot more sort of stable and controllable at impact. Little bit pulley there, but fairly decent sort of strike. Okay, we're going to hit one more. Again, nice strike there. Just a tiny bit pulley. Okay, right. Well, what we'll do here first is we'll flick over to the KBS C-Taper Tour 105, so the more mid-weight sort of shaft. Hit 3, into the lightweight, hit 3, then we'll have a look at some numbers. Okay, so now I've got the KBS Tour C-Taper 105 in stiff. Okay, so as soon as I pick that up, I can feel definitely something lighter under my hands here. So I think through fittings here, maybe as a transfer shafts in and out of heads for customers here as we're doing a fitting, is as we change the weight, it can also change how the head feels. Okay, so obviously you can appreciate if you put something heavy in the shaft, so maybe like the Dynamic Gold, the weight gets sort of distributed more up the shaft into the handle. So sometimes people pick it up and say, oh, it feels actually a bit lighter because they're not feeling the head so much because the weight's being pulled up into the handle. Vice versa, put something very light in there in terms of a shaft, then obviously all the weight is then felt at the end. This lump of metal in the head is obviously felt more, so some people then feel the head more and sometimes relate it to being actually heavier. Okay, so how golfers feel the weight can be very different. People feel it in different ways, but I straight away feel this is obviously a little bit light here, and I do feel that little bit more weight now in the head of the golf club, which I sort of prefer because I would like to know where the head is through the swing. Okay, so let's hit a few shots with this one. So So same heads, P770. Yeah, that's a lovely strike, nice straight golf shot. Okay. Another go. Yeah, nice shot again. Feels lovely. Feel like I sort of prefer this slightly lighter one for me because it feels a little bit easier to swing. Yeah, again, nice strike, nice ball flight. Maybe a little bit more consistent there. Felt a little bit easy to swing throughout the whole shot there. So probably just suits me a little bit better, but again, we'll have a look at some numbers and see if that changes anything. Okay, so final shaft here. We're now into the lightweight one here. So this is the TaylorMade React steel. So it's their steel standard shaft that comes in the M2 sort of model. So I've put this again, the same head here. So with the P770, obviously a lightweight shaft here. So again, straight away, I feel that weight. I feel the head feels really heavy now. So I feel all the weight now really in the head. Not a lot up into the handle section of the golf club. So very different feel here. Okay, so we're going to give this one a hit. Yeah, that's a nice shot. Again, nice straight ball flight. Strike was good. Same again, a little bit more pushy that was shot. We'll hit one more and then we'll have a look at some numbers. Yeah, good, same again, three very similar flights there. Okay, right, let's have a look at some numbers on GC2 HMT. We'll have a look at the averages and see if there's any differences here between the sort of shafts. Okay, let's have a quick look at some numbers here. So we've got the Dynamic Gold in the white, KBS C-Tip Tour 105 in red, and the React 88 in blue. So look at club head speed first. So we've got heavy, midweight, lightweight. So we've got 91.2, 91.6, 92.5. So slightly quicker as I've gone into the lighter shaft, so probably what you would expect. Ball speed 121 with Dynamic Gold, 123 KBS, 121 with the lightweight one. So again, you probably expect that lightweight one to come off a bit quicker there. You can see didn't quite strike it as consistent there. One good strike at 123. And then one just dropped off, 119. Didn't feel I struck it as solid. A lot more consistently higher with the KBS Tour, which gave me a better ball speed there. Okay, launch angle there was actually low with the KBS Tour. Okay, 19s with the heavyweight and the lightweight. So launch hasn't really changed massively there. Now, the spin one, this is probably the important one here. So 6,614 average with the Dynamic Gold. It's not a bad number. 6731 with the KBS, so slightly more spin there. Then as I've gone into the lightweight one, a lot softer, a bit more of a high launching shaft. You can see it's actually increased the spin more than the actual launch. Okay, so 7259, bit of a bigger jump there with the lightweight one, and I sort of saw that on its ball flight. It did sort of peak out a little bit higher, or it sort of looked to hang in the air long is probably a better way to describe it. So look at distance here. So Dynamic Gold 167, this is carry distance. 170 with the KBS and 165 with the lightweight one. Okay, so some interesting numbers there. Some that you'd maybe expect, some numbers there maybe surprise you a little bit. Okay, so some interesting numbers there. Quite a nice little test there between sort of different weights of shafts. They're all the same flex there, all the same length, so there's no difference, all in the same head obviously. Now, I think when you look at the ball speed there, well, let's start with feel. Okay, so between the three shafts there, I think you notice there that the KBS felt more comfortable to me, and it did feel that way. I preferred that way. You know, I could feel the head a little bit more. It wasn't too light under the handle. I had still a little bit of weight there, but I could feel the head more. Now in the Dynamic Gold, I lost the feel of the head a little bit more, and it all felt heavy under the handle. Okay, and then when I went into the Reax 88, obviously the very light one, it felt really light under the handle and a lot of weight at the end of the club. So that all changes my performance a little bit, and how, obviously it hasn't changed club head speed massively there, but it's altered my strike a little bit. My strike wasn't quite meeting the middle as consistent with the lightweight one, with the heavyweight one. The middleweight one I did, which is why my ball speed's just crept up a little bit. Okay, so it wasn't the fastest club head speed with the KBS, but I got the most ball speed. Okay, so that shows me I'm striking and meeting it better. So that to me feels the balance of the club, the weight of it, it's suiting me a little bit more, or it's my preference, and I can strike that ball a little bit better, and hence my ball speed creeps up a little bit. So then looking at spin numbers, so it sort of went up as we dropped in the weight of the shaft. The spin went up slightly, which is probably what you sort of expect a little bit. So 6731 with the KBS was pretty good for me. You know, I'm quite happy with that sort of number. And obviously because of the ball speed, the spins in the right area, the launch was pretty good. I was maxing my distance there at 170 carry, okay, with a 7-iron. All right, so some interesting numbers there. I think difference of numbers there, you may be surprised that there's not massive changes those numbers. You know, maybe you're looking at 600 revs difference of spin between the Dynamic Gold, which is very heavy, to the really light Reax shaft. Okay, so there's not a huge difference. You maybe expect more thousands of difference of spin there. The feel, however, was massively different. You know, I felt more the feel was bigger of a change than the actual numbers themselves. Okay, so sometimes shafts are very much a sort of feel aspect. Numbers obviously are important, and as a fitter we would sort of look at sort of the player's particular shape of shot, what's the bad shot they hit, working with a little bit of feel, working with some numbers here, their speed, the launch angle, the spin they're actually delivering, because that all changes from how the clubs get delivered to the golf ball. So everybody is different, and this is why there's all these sort of options nowadays to sort of get fitted from. So buying these blind online, the price might be a little bit cheaper, but I tell you what, it's a real gamble, because you just don't know what shaft is right for you. You know, and this is where you've got to come and get the importance of getting fitted is crucial here. Okay, so for me, the winner of those three shafts is the KBS Tour C-Taper. Felt good to me. Good strike, obviously consistent strike, ball speeds up, distance up, and the spins in the right area. And to me, the flight looked really quite nice. So as a player for me, that felt a lot more comfortable. Now, obviously, you can appreciate there's a load more shafts to go into there. I've just picked three just at the different weight categories there, but there's a load more to sort of delve into. So again, go and get fit. Get a good fitter. Somebody's got the carts, you know, the custom fit carts with all the options, all the head options, the lie options, and go and get tested on a good launch monitor. Okay, I hope you found this video interesting. It's a little bit of a different one there. Some of you have asked about more sort of shaft sort of videos here and comparing them and seeing what changes, numbers, etc. So hopefully you found that interesting. Do comment down below. Please do subscribe to be notified of any future videos, and hopefully we'll all catch up with you very soon.